Hey, good evening. It's Thursday, May 4th, and welcome to Everyday Talk 24/7. Thanks so much for being here. It's such a blessing to be able to talk with you again. We're going to continue looking at Psalm 46. I've got a couple more to go because it's such a powerful psalm for us, because it speaks to the issues of our life right now, right today, the things we struggle with, and that God is our refuge, God is our strength. So we've been looking at it. The verses 1 to 3 talk about God is our refuge and strength, always there to help in trouble, no matter what's happening around us. Even if the earth is crashing down, mountains are crashing into the sea, there's earthquakes, there's floods, there's storms, there's violence. God is with us. And then last night we looked at this river of God that flows through the people of God. And this could be looked at as a river of joy, a river that brings peace. So even if the nations are in an uproar, the voice of God thunders, and the nations melt before his power. Their kingdoms crumble. They're in chaos, but God reigns. And again, God is here among us. Now tonight we're going to look at the third section of Psalm 46, verses 8 through 11. And this third section represents an invitation to peace. And it's typical of what Isaiah says, that God's ways are not our ways. And God's idea of bringing peace is much different than what you and I would think. So let me read verses 8 through 11 for you. Come see the glorious works of God. This is the invitation. Come see the glorious works of God. See how he brings devastation upon the world. He causes wars to cease, to end throughout the earth. He breaks the bow and snaps the spear. He burns the carts, the shields with fire, the instruments that the army uses to transport itself and to protect itself. And then he be still and know that I am God. I will be honored by every nation. I will be honored throughout the world. The Lord of heaven's armies is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. See, this is moving it beyond the political boundaries of the nation of Israel, because the God of Israel reigns over the entire planet. And has a people that he's going to call from the entire planet. And that's what's in view here. So he's telling everyone, even throughout the world, be still that I know that I am God. But again, back to the invitation in verse 8. Come see the glorious works of the Lord. He's going to bring destruction upon the world. See how he brings destruction upon the world. Well, what are we expecting by that? A massive battle. Well, to be sure, there's a massive battle that's yet to come. In Revelation 19 talks about where the great warrior, the great rider, Jesus Christ, will end all this turmoil and strife on earth. But right now, he's bringing this destruction in ways that are surprising to us. He causes wars to cease throughout the earth. He breaks the bow and snaps the spear. How does he do this? Is it with a great army? Well, that's what the Israelites were expecting. I think sometimes we're expecting that kind of thing to happen today too. But notice God's global focus here. And we see that in Isaiah 66, the first two verses. Heaven is my throne, and the earth is not my footstool. Not just God dwelt in a special way with the temple of Jerusalem, but his throne is the heavens, the vast heavens above us. And this earth that we live on, that's his footstool. He reigns over this. Could you build me a temple as good as that, as wonderful as that, as beautiful as that? Could you build me such a resting place? This is God's world, all of it, way beyond the nation of Israel. God's claiming here for himself, letting us know that the heavens and all the earth around us are his. Now notice this in verse 2. My hands have made both heaven and earth. They and everything in them are mine. I, the Lord, have spoken. Notice what he says. I will bless those who have humble and contrite hearts, who tremble at my word. I will bless those who have humble and contrite hearts, who tremble at my word. See, remember the Beatitudes in Matthew. Blessed are the meek, blessed are the humble. Those are the ones that will know the blessing of God. This also resonates with what Jesus did. In Colossians chapter 1, verses 19 to 20, we read this. For God in all of his fullness was pleased to live in Christ, and through him, through Christ, God reconciled everything to himself. He made peace with everything in heaven and earth by means of Christ's blood on the cross. This is the great promise that's being given to us. This is how God has brought destruction of the evil forces of this world. Be still and know that I am God. Be still is an invitation to us. This is the invitation of peace. Where does God make this peace? Not on the human battlefields, not with great instruments and machines of war. Rather, God makes peace in the heart. This is where he causes the wars to cease. The human heart is the ultimate and the most brutal of all battlefields, all battlegrounds. If you've experienced the harshness of people, the abuse of men, the hurt of loss, the injustice that you see, you know that the heart is the ultimate and the most brutal of all battlegrounds. Psalm 46 holds out the great promise that God is your safe place. The God of Israel is with you. He's our fortress. He's our refuge. He'll never leave us or forsake us. You see, it's through the power of Christ that God causes wars to cease. The weapons of destruction are destroyed. The weapons of destruction are destroyed and replaced with the weapons of the Spirit. And they're different than the way that people fight. The weapons of the Spirit are our hope. This is how God conquers the human heart. All of the great conflicts that we see in world history start with unrest and hatred and venom in the human heart. And scores have to pay the price for the ills of the heart of leaders. But God is going to win that. He's going to break the heart, the battles of the heart. He's going to give us hope. It's beautiful what he's doing here. See how he brings destruction upon the world. He changes hearts that are angry, bitter, hurting. Hearts that are trampled on, and gives them peace. He makes it possible for us to be still. I'm going to talk about stillness tomorrow night. But notice here, this great theme. God has destroyed the weapons of this world. He's destroyed the weapons of destruction of the heart. And because now he is within us, he brings us the promise of peace and hope. And we can be still before him. And that's the wonderful promise that we can hold on to. That's what connects us to this world that's coming. It brings us joy and peace right now. And that's the thought for this night. Now, we'll be talking about the stillness tomorrow. Again, love your thoughts and feedback. Such a beautiful song. I pray it will bring such joy and peace and comfort to your heart as it has to mine. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. It is such a huge encouragement.